the draft documents. Obviously, things could be subject to change. So Raspberry Pi PicoW is a microcontroller board based on Raspberry
Society meeting. We're pretty used to these at this point, aren't we?
Are you guys
do we have any guests this evening? How about in Zoom? Any guests in Zoom? Oh, okie doke. How did I hear about us? Oh, as a member of the OAS, a member of the Astronomical League, received the reflector, access to AstroPark, our Weeping Water, Nebraska site. We have a great telescope loan program. Our monthly newsletter, The Stella, has a lot of information and is a great resource. We have a Discord server and members can vote in the motion. Meeting schedule for spring and summer. August 5th for all of us who at the star party before. So we don't have any crossover there. And dates are confirmed for the rest of the year. Is that I'm getting a thumb off of it? Just a touch.
can't understand?
Okay. Folks, this month the Nebraska Star Party is coming up, 24th to the 29th. Do we have anybody who would like to talk about it?
Hey, John.
Hey, Eric, come on down.
Guys, you're having
I think a lot of you guys are going that I see or know about it. So for the few of you here, and then the folks online, we do have some folks online, is that correct, Terry?
Mhm.
Okay. Basically, folks, it's a week-long event up at Merritt Reservoir in some very, very, very dark skies. And we go up there because of that. Your telescope or your binoculars and just your eyes see a lot farther out in space because there's no light pollution up there. I always tell people that the sky looks like the Native American Indians and the pioneers saw the sky when they were traveling that way before Thomas Edison invented the light bulb. And so basically that's what this, that's why we
ruined it for all of us.
Yes. John's a proponent also of this, light pollution sucks, it says. Anyway, so folks, you can go online. For you folks that are online, you can go to www.nebraskastarparty.org, go to our website and root around there. If you're just curious, pull up the information planner. I think we call it the Star Party Planner. Pull that up, it's an 8-page document. And then you can the registration.
Yeah, now if you're like that.
Forming line and go from
Yeah,
there.
commercial line from your power cat. Of course, you have your coil wire.
I also have some brochures here for you folks here.
My cable wire, the cable.
Anyway, we're looking forward to it. We have a lot of people coming in.
You're not using this for your power cat.
And if you guys have any questions, I'll.
Your power cat, you don't need it.
I'm losing my voice. I'm gonna go get
You
it.
need to use that
Thanks, Eric.
panel and connection for the MRI computer.
What am I,
You're using your power cat. Use your hand.
got it. Now we're up to 13. I'm not counting myself because I'm already here. Oh, I'm getting to it. First, I'm going to mention the Missouri Roundtable coming up on July 12th. At the Missouri Conference at the beginning of June, it was decided, bless you.
Thank you.
That there would be like a little bit of a roundtable hosted over Zoom between all the member clubs. So there's going to be discussion about maybe having these 2 or 3 times a year, maybe quarterly, a speakers pool. Maybe we can pull from other clubs to do speaking. Maybe establishing a regional calendar so that all the clubs know what's going on in the other clubs. And perhaps holding quarterly executive council meetings. Peggy's also going to want to talk about the youth program targeting the 2024 convention. Anyone in club governments or outreach interested in these topics should join the meeting. This is open to everybody in the club. So I made a short link, is.gd/MiswellRound. So I will leave that up for a moment for people to jot that down or take a picture of the screen real quick. Now, this is also the night of the Lake Zurinsky Star Party. So although if this starts at 7 and it's not going to get dark till 9, I might end up going out early and then sitting on the meeting. It's hard to say. I've got family in town, so we'll kind of see how that goes. But. Okay. Also, there is a groups.io. If you remember the old Yahoo groups, this is sort of like the successor to that. That's about as short a URL as I can give you. That's the actual URL. So groups.io/g/Misrule. The QR code will also take you there. Some of the discussions about the lead up to this roundtable were in that group as well. And there's a lot of follow-up conversation from Misrule itself. Sure. Yeah, if you try to join the Zoom now, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So. And I'll have to pull back and put these on Discord. Also, one more plug here. Did you know that the OAS is a member of the Night Sky Network? Who's heard of the Night Sky Network? Show of hands. Wow, good amount of people. So a lot of clubs, oh, Mike Motorson raised his hand too. A lot of clubs use this facility to find new members as well as see what their clubs are out there. They do have presentations that they do a couple times a month on Tuesdays. So it might be possible to get a speaker from them as well, or use some of their recordings. So some members have found OAS through the Night Sky Network. Now, has anybody used AstroPark in the last month? I was there once, but I just drove through. And there were a couple people earlier this week. We'll say 5. Awards chair. Is there any awards, Miss Kelly?
There are not any awards, thank you.
Okay.
It is a great time to consider an award, though.
Oh, looks right there. Right?
Yes. Check it out.
Thank you. Observing chair. Hang on, folks. I got to redo my share here just a second. We don't have anybody monitoring the chat today, so I apologize if I am otherwise.
I'm here.
Oh, hey,
I tried to pass it off to Mike, but I couldn't.
he's in a car.
Well, so was I.
Oh, I see. Okay. How am I going to do this?
Oh, that's fine. Okay, so July is interesting for a few things. I hope in June, everybody tried to at least catch the planets in the morning sky and the crescent moon. I can happily say that I finally managed to see Mercury, so I was really thrilled. So for July, there's still a lot of planets that can line up. I think now they span almost like 118 degrees across the sky. You know, some of these planets are starting to rise earlier. So Saturn rises around 11 p.m. So at least you don't have to wait till 4 in the morning for some of the other ones to rise. And Mercury, which has been visible so far and is still early July, has a superior conjunction July 16th, and a few days after that will be in the evening sky. It's still pretty low in the horizon. And if you haven't had a chance to look for it, I've always used the moon or something else as a pointer. And on July 29th, it's near the crescent moon. So I think that's a great way to find it if you've never found it.
Sorry.
Full moon July 13th, new moon July 28th, which is when our star party is around usually the new moon for darker skies. Meteor showers, Delta Aquarius from July 12th to August 23rd. Peak is on the 30th, and estimated maximum rate at peak is 25 an hour. And I think this has been in the news. It's comet C2017K2 or Pan-STARRS. If you look up for Omaha, it starts being visible around 10:30 p.m. It's in Ophiuchus. It's still not quite that dark at 10:30. The estimated magnitude varies anywhere depending on what you look at, between 7, 8, 9. So it's a little hard to find. I have not tried. The few nights I thought I would stay up, I had to go to work the next day, so that didn't work out. Or it was cloudy. This is from inthesky.org, but there's plenty of finder maps all over the internet that you could use. Since it's in Ophiuchus, it's kind of hard because Ophiuchus does not have very easy to find stars to help you point anything. And even if you look at where it says it's going to pass M10, M10 itself is hard to find. So I think that's at least for that. And it shows you the magnitude and the dates. So just a little bit about that. It was discovered in May 2017, and that's why the designation 2017. At that time, it was the farthest inbound comet, and it was found between the orbits of Saturn and Uranus. And it was 1.49 billion miles or 2.4 billion kilometers away. So if you look at where it's going to be in a few weeks, on July 14th, it's going to be closest to the Earth. It's taken it 5 years to traverse that distance. Since then, they found another one that's furthest from the furthest one to be discovered coming inbound. But so it will be about 270 million kilometers away from Earth at its closest. And its perihelion is December 19, 2022. The last HST image that I found information said the nucleus is possibly about 18 kilometers or less. And the comma is 130,000 kilometers. So it already has a large tail. And it has a hyperbolic orbit. So apparently, so when they looked at pre-recovery images, they said it was in Draco from July 2007 till August 2020 when they looked back. And that is the link to the orbital, if that opens.
That's pretty neat.
So if you get a chance to play around with this, it gives you a really great representation of the orbit, what it looks like depending on where you view it from. And you can see it kind of swings in, goes down and goes
Down,
right
yeah.
up. Yeah,
Dies below the equator.
So that's current position right here.
yes,
And that's in Ophiuchus or thereabouts.
yeah.
Cool. Well,
And there's a scale or date range in at the top of this. It's hidden by the. Yeah, you can see, you can choose to see where it will be on what date. So if you're ever looking for something, I think this is a great website to look at ephemeris. So I prefer JPL for that, but this is great to just look at how it looks in 3D. Right, thank you.
So hyperbolic means that we'll never see it again?
Yeah, pretty much. Unless you want to live another, I don't know, 40 billion years or something.
No thanks.
I was going to comment that the moon is at perigee in its fullest month on the 13th. These would be the brightest, closest.
Well, maybe at the Nebraska Star Party.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for, is probably the darkest we'll get to see for skies.
And we'll have to see what's still in Ophiuchus.
Right, it's, I mean, I didn't pull up the whole month.
Just inside of.
Well, let's look
I
at,
think that's still, yeah,
And we,
let's do 25th.
see if this is up, it's up after dark right now.
you know, if you look up stellarium, it should give you the,
Looks pretty close to the,
Yeah, you see it over there in Ophiuchus,
Okay.
yeah.
right there. It'll be at the bottom edge of it.
yeah. Actually, that'll be easier to find because those stars are easier to see.
Full moon swim, with 13.
That's the 25th.
On the night of the 14th, it's gonna be going almost right over M10. But if the moon's so bright.
Yeah.
But if it's around M10 and 12 area, then we should be able to see.
All right, that's all I have.
Ray,
Thank you.
thank you. Outreach. Do you want to talk from there?
This maze, but can I just talk from here?
Well, you could say,
Hello,
can people hear John if he talks?
can people hear me? Can you hear me now?
Wait for the chat. This is real time. It's like sending messages to Voyager. You gotta wait for you gotta send your message and wait for the reply.
Wait for the
Wait for the
response.
Round trip light time.
Can't tell from facial reactions.
You can.
We can't do the live.
Oh.
Hello, hello.
Okay.
Anybody giving you a thumbs up?
Well, the thing, when I'm in sharing my screen, I can't see people.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Yeah, I'm looking and I can't.
Mark says yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
Now, okay, now I gotta reshare it.
Now you got to put
Okay.
the other thing back. Okay,
Because I just.
3 events that I'm aware of right now. Well, that's always fluid. Friday, we're gonna try a Mahoney Star Party, right?
Yes.
We'll try that again this month. It didn't work out last month.
next Friday.
So next Friday, sundown's about 9 PM. So you want to maybe start setting up 8 o'clock or around there. And we'll meet at the golf driving range, which if you're familiar with the park, you go through the guard shack and just keep going straight on the road there. And then it winds, goes through like a little S turn, and then you'll see, right,
Yeah, your first right.
first right,
Yeah,
yep.
pretty good.
Be aware though, unless you have an annual pass, you're supposed to have a $6 a day park permit to be in the park.
Right.
If it's total cloud out, rain out, we'll try again Saturday. Now, Saturday too, also, we have another event down at Lawrence and Gardens. There again, we did one last month, and I want to thank all those that were down there. Clayton, Nina, and Snolly, and the Motorson, Mike and Carmen was there too. I understand. Thank you so much. We're going to try again on the 9th, if always weather dependent on all these. And then, of course, we'll try our second Tuesday of the month public star party on Tuesday, the 12th. So we'll have to do some cloning here so we can be there and on the visual meeting and whatever else. But you're right, John, maybe dip into the meeting for an hour and then. zip
Yeah.
over to-
Yeah, we're all here on one connection. We're just out in the field.
Well, it's like for me and or Mike, I mean, we can jump on our cars and be over there in less than 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
we may do both. That's about it for
Is
this
there
month.
any Camp Cedar items?
Oh, yeah, okay, Mike Gallagher. So are you planning another one?
I went up there this week and I'm planning to go the next 2 weeks. That's not next week. There's none.
There's none this next week.
There's no camp next week. There's
Correct.
July.
For the July.
For 2 weeks there is.
So you want me to put out a feeler, anybody else wants to?
Well, they should check with me if they want to go, because I either go Monday or Tuesday, depending which time.
That's it.
it's clear.
We need
Which
to
night
know,
looks the best.
do you know by Sunday night if they're?
Yes.
Okay, well, let me know and I'll throw something out real quick. Maybe not the entire thing, but those are, it's a ways out there for anybody that, unless you're on the west side of town.
Where's this at?
It's about 3 miles. It's by Cedar Bluffs. It's about 35 miles from my house.
Yeah, and it's a good 30 miles from mine. Yeah, but
45 minutes.
But they're always very appreciative, the scouts. Fun to talk to. I did a program then 2 weeks ago, I guess it was, yeah.
Mhm.
And it was, we did mostly an indoor program.
It was air conditioned, right?
It was air conditioned. They have, yeah, and Mike, you didn't even realize it, or you'd heard about it. I actually set up in what they call their STEM room or,
Really?
yeah.
I know the place. We just always done it in the dining hall for some reason.
Huh.
And the dining hall can be very noisy if, but it
I
worked,
use PA.
that worked great for me, but we'll see.
Huh. I didn't know they had
Um,
a STEM room.
Then, of course, the ultimate outreach is the Star Party starting the 24th.
Mm. That is correct.
And just a side note, I don't want to steal Eric's thunder, but I got a link forward to me from Jack Dunn, who is our speaker program. They're online. Go to skyandtelescope.org online. There's a big spread
Really?
on the Nebraska Star Party. I can't remember the exact link, but
Is it from Diane?
well, obviously probably had something to do with it, but that's the first time I've seen a major promo online.
We'll have to retweet that
Yeah.
for the
I
OAS.
I
account.
just saw it before I came, so I didn't have
Okay.
time to do anything with it.
Well, that's cool. Very nice.
That's it.
Thank you.
John, you might want to angle your camera up just a little.
Are they looking
bit
at my
to
chin?
kinda get cut off.
My shoulder. Oh, watch this.
Lower half.
Oh, no, now you can't see me at all. I covered my camera. Telescope and binocular loan.
I will shout over John too.
Okay.
There are no loans to report this month. However, we did get a return. The 6-inch silver knob is back in our
Stable.
yes, that's a custodianship. So
Conservancy.
if you were thinking of checking something out for the Star Party, it would be helpful if you could do it within the next couple of weeks.
Do you have a cutoff like the 19th or the 20th? I don't want to,
Probably the 19th would be a
Yeah.
useful date.
because you'll be getting ready to head out of town, so. Okay,
Sabrina Garvin was the one who wrote the article on Star Party for July 1st. That
Oh.
was last year. This year was editor of Giant Telescope.
but just editor.
Say,
That was February 22nd. There must be a new one.
Interesting.
well,
We can look at it at a break.
yeah, see if,
Sounds good.
Cool.
Power and everything.
Program chair. Jordan could not make it this evening. So tonight, we're going to have a program on the JWST. It is a pre-recorded video,
Directional. All right, we'll talk.
but we'll have a break before we start that. So I don't want to record this hour-long video in our video, but we'll put the link up. But I'm going to pause the recording. Oh, let's see. How do I make sure I don't show stuff that I shouldn't show? Okay. So we had our break. We're in the business meeting. Secretary's brief. I am just going to pull this up.
Thank you.
And should we, let's see, let's do, can I do 125%? Oh, even better. Should we just breeze through it real quick? Sure, okay.
Save us time. Well, all members got this.
Yep, yep. We had the outreach stuff, which we mentioned earlier. We talked about it. No tool time. There was the program that Jordan did with Rohan Hinton. And we talked about treasurer's report, vice president. We did, there is a new log station at the Astro Park. We mentioned about the 60th anniversary dinner. Mike talked about the library telescope program. We had a lot of good discussion on that. We did the astronomical league election. The meeting was adjourned. So, are there any corrections as people have read them?
Sure.
No. Oh, that's somebody in the hallway. I thought it was the Zoom call. I can hear you. Go towards the light. Okay. Do we have a, I'm going to say, do we have a motion to take the minutes as read? Mike M. Who seconds?
Tom Wilson seconds.
Oh, Cleat beat you.
Dang.
A motion has been made and seconded to accept the minutes as read. All those in favor say aye. All
Aye.
opposed? Nay. All right. Treasurer's report. Hi.
Hi. Here?
Sure. You can use this light right here.
Well, we submitted an Astro League ballot last month. Sent a roster for mailing of the reflector every month. So every 3 months that goes in, that was done. Paid our dues, which is an annual thing. Collected $472.84 in total income from dues. And that's because one person paid for 5 years.
Wow.
Somebody else asked about paying for multiple years also. And
It's
of course, I
doable.
think it's very doable because you don't have to monkey with it every year, every 12 months. Pardon me?
Just have to keep track of it.
Well, I do though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just make sure I mark it down for 5 years.
Yes.
Very carefully. Spent $770 with the Astronomical League. $150 for mowing at Astro Park. $100 was given to the International Dark Sky Association, which we do every year, for a total amount of $1,020 that we spent. And our balance in the account is $15,143.79. That's it.
Great. Thank you. And if you're curious about the log station, here's a picture of it here at Astro Park. And now the log book is there.
Okay.
So if you go down, you can write your name in it. Just name and a date and how many in your party. Doesn't have to be every single person in the party. I bought a box of pencils and a book, and I put them in a Ziploc because I didn't have anything else at the time. So it goes back in the Ziploc and goes back in the slot.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Woohoo! Yes.
Are the pencils sharpened?
All the pencils are sharpened. And then I'm gonna put a little pencil sharpened in there next time I can grab one to go down there. I had bought a whole bunch of them when I made travel Yahtzee kits over Christmas, but I'm out of pencil sharpeners, so I thought I had an extra one and I didn't. Rodney,
Yes,
how are you?
doing great.
How is Astro Park?
Astro Park is, I was out there towards the, I was about the second week, June. Yeah, you sent me that text about doing a cleanup day because there's some grass needs cut back. I'm looking, I have like all the way through, the only weekend I have available is next weekend. That's all the way through August, so, we would do next weekend, like the 9th to 10th, have a cleanup day out there. Is that too soon?
I couldn't make it. I don't know if there's anybody else who could help.
It's about the only one that I have.
Yeah.
If we schedule it for the other time, I would be able to make it. We'll see.
I think it's mostly like around the entrance, and then there's like a couple bushes around the turnaround parking area.
Yeah,
So it's not a lot of things to do.
yeah, and I suppose there is like, it's like Friday, Saturday, there's Sundays I can do, so. Either the 10th or the 17th coming up here.
You can't do the 17th.
Oh, we've got that birthday party.
And what would be your next option after, like, would be August, September or something?
Well, look at it, most of my stuff coming up is like on a Friday or Saturday, so I could do Sundays, but yeah, the 10th and 17th, or maybe even like July 24th, like to get it taken care of before that, but if we don't.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, if it can't happen, it can't happen, but
so either this next Saturday or Sunday or the following Sundays.
No, I was busy on the 24th traveling.
yeah, the star party.
Yeah, I'm going that Sunday. So, well, all right, well, then that gives us,
Okay, I'm gonna make a
9th, 10th, or
suggestion,
17th.
because there's not very many people here,
Mhm.
that it might be best to set a date in August so that we announce at the
Yes.
August meeting.
Oh, that's a good.
yeah,
And, because right now, I know you're pretty good about sending things out to people.
But it's not always showing up.
Not real successful that way. I think people need more notice than,
Mhm.
next weekend.
Okay.
That's a good point. I agree.
yeah, it's just like mostly grass. And there's not too many problem things. We sprayed a lot of stuff last year. And big problems. So you don't want to run too much behind the white house. There is some place back there.
That's a different thing.
But yeah, it's not too bad. It was a lot worse last year. We took care of a lot of it.
It's mostly like stuff behind a building
Yeah,
and then around the entrance where the main gate is. Because when you get out, you're stepping into the high brush, that's all.
yeah, get around that gate.
And then when you go around towards where the lighthouse is, that curve,
Yeah.
there's a couple of brush trees right along the edge.
There's some scrub stuff in there, it's a little obtrusive. Yeah, I didn't, last month I worked and didn't do the meeting, but the lighthouse has been serviced. I get it, like,
It was done on the 20th because I checked it when I was down there.
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like the 17th or something. I called them like on the 12th. They said we can't get to that till next Monday.
Yeah.
So it was done like the 17th, I think, or something.
Yeah, he wrote it on the inside.
Okay,
It says 620.
great.
So
All right,
they started a new sheet, which is they tore the sheet out and they just start writing on the plastic.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so I know the lighthouse has been serviced, at least once a month. Last month, so, yeah, other than that grass, I mean, everything's looked good last time I was out there. So I need to get out there at night sometimes. I got almost the same sky for my backyard.
Well, it's an advantage, right?
Well, but I do have the quarry. I did the quarry that's out there, that is to my south, so that kind of.
Are they lighten it up a lot?
Yeah, oh yeah, they run 24 hours, there's a night shift. They're running third shift and everything, so.
When's the road gonna be done off of, or do you know?
Because they've got all torn out now, but they're tearing out a bridge further out down there.
Oh,
They're replacing the bridge.
okay.
On that spur. But if you go, there's like Highway 1, you go Highway 1 and it says, weekly water downtown, you can go that way.
Yeah, I went through, what is it, Manly or Murray? Murray.
Murray.
Going east side, going east. then.
Yeah.
go west.
Yep.
Oh, Highway 75.
Yep. Well, what's full moon in August? It would be middle.
Yeah. Yeah, well. Wasn't it like a new moon for the star party, which is first part of August?
Yeah, so it'll be,
New moon.
so the 5th,
So,
but
12th to the 13th or something like that. would be
Yeah.
full moon.
11th.
the 11th,
There you go.
is that the Saturday, the 11th?
That's a Monday. I
That's a Monday,
Or it'll be the 12th.
think. We could probably look at that.
so the 9th.
Actually, I'm wrong. No, that's a Thursday.
Oh,
Thursday, yeah, I'm looking at the wrong side.
so the so Saturday, the 13th. Does that sound about right? Okay,
Oh, then I have a question for observing chairs. There has been some interest professed again this year of getting some telescopes out at the Union Orchard after they have like a speaker or something.
okay, so outreach,
Yeah,
Yeah, because I went by there here a couple weeks ago, I says, haven't heard from these guys this year.
yeah.
Usually they're contacting.
Yeah, we usually do Strawberry Lean in June.
Yeah, see, and it's, right now, I mean, there was just a speaker and, they were done by like 9 o'clock and it was a good hour before the sun went down, so we're gonna need another month or so before. So it gets dark just about the time the speaker's over. So do I need, have Carla call you?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
so August 13th sound fine
Soon.
for cleanup?
It was August 16th, there's a band out there. You get just about, 9 o'clock-ish. That might not be a bad time, see if we can. See if I ever get-
Yeah. I can see what calendar has on it.
I don't know if Mike is still,
I didn't see him on the list.
he's probably reached his destination. I do know that he has talked with some more libraries. I think it was, he talked to Nebraska City.
Plattsmouth is really interesting.
Yeah. But wasn't it Nebraska City we used to do stuff with them, and then it kind of,
Well, actually, it was Plattsmouth.
Was it
We
Plattsmouth?
Did several things with.
and then it
Yeah, we went
petered
down
out?
Plattsburgh
Well,
once.
Nebraska City was the place out there by Arbor Lodge, that historical house.
Hmm.
Stuart Martin.
No, what is it called? It's a historical museum house thing out south of the Kiewit.
Yeah.
Center. But anyway, yeah, I haven't heard anything from them.
Well, that's okay. It'll sit there and we can
Yeah.
revisit it. It's not it's ongoing. It's working. He's doing a lot of conversations.
Yeah, I think Valley was too.
Mhm.
Now, is that like during the day?
Waterloo.
Well, no, we're talking about actually working up and having, the telescope program basically is to have a telescope that either we give or somebody, puts together, and the library then takes responsibility for it to have it checked out for people to use.
Check it out like a book.
Like a book or a DVD or whatever.
Excellent.
Our involvement's like the support of the telescope.
Of the, yeah,
Putting it together.
Yeah, putting it
And
together.
I talked to a lady over at the Avoca Iowa Library today about it. So they were all excited.
60th anniversary dinner update. Tickets are on sale. There's the URL.
And I did confirm with
You did confirm.
he and Betty are excited about coming up.
Great.
And I've reserved a room for them at the Holiday Inn Express at 132nd north of L Street.
Did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Yeah. In fact, we talked about it. I went ahead and made it for 2 nights
Okay.
and invited, but hey, if you want to come up and come to our meeting.
Yeah.
The 7th, yeah, said you're welcome.
There's a beef or chicken choice. There's more flurious words around it, but I don't have that in my head at the moment. But I think it was herb roasted chicken and glazed sirloin, something like that. Yeah.
Beef or chicken sounds good.
Yes.
That's Saturday, right after the first Friday.
Right.
Is the plan to have a OAS meeting on Friday?
Yes.
Okay.
We have to have an election. Wouldn't that require a constitutional amendment? Are you saying we're a loose conglomeration?
I'm just saying, I don't think the police are gonna get involved.
Probably not. is.gd/OAS 60th. It's just the shortened version of this really long URL. And that is the QR code. It takes you to the page. It should have also been in the Stella as well.
Good.
So that information is in there as well. Not bad on time. Is there any new business? Yes, sir.
Did you happen to discuss anything about a visual date for next year or the year beyond as far as a host?
Yes. Would you like to hear the announcement? The Omaha Astronomical Society is hereby confirmed to host the Misrule Conference in the year 2024.
Nice.
That gives us quite some time to plan. I'm getting a lot of emails
I would say get
from our
started.
regional representative.
Get started.
It's planning to be an interesting setup. I would like to follow the same playbook as the previous one that we hosted.
Yeah.
Try to do the same locations, the same everything.
Online at the AL site.
Okay.
I have a paper copy.
And I would say, call Mahoney right away and get that reserved.
If
Even
you
now.
want to do it at Mahoney,
What?
if you want to do it at
Well,
Mahoney.
he said follow the same playbook.
Yeah.
So I was assuming that, but maybe not.
Okay.
Did I take it too far?
No, but we're, so far, we're the only club that's committed to a date 2 years out. No one's committed for 2023.
Mahoney books up at least a year in advance.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Give
good.
them a call if that's what you want to do. And
Right.
before we found that was the least expensive and easiest to access place. And we paid for the park pass for those who did not have it. There's a way you can do, Mahoney will help you with that.
I think there was like a checklist. I've seen that
Call.
before.
I was
Yeah.
treasurer then. Call.
Yeah,
Yeah, there was just a sign up sheet. I think.
right, right.
And then we had the barbecue
At the Sac Museum.
Yes, we kind of know some people that
We know some people.
might be able to get a speaker.
I was gonna say, you ought to.
You
Yeah, man, yeah, for speaker. Oh my
know.
gosh, that'd be so cool.
Yeah.
He doesn't need NASA permission anymore.
He's
Nor,
not gonna have a big drama budget.
nor a cardboard cutout.
Right.
No.
We use the old one.
So here's a little bit of a difference. And I don't expect this to impact how we normally run Misrule. But we're looking at doing a youth program that Friday. So I know some people we could probably, because there's always places doing summer programs, right? You could say, hey, bring your kids out, get them here, and we'll do stuff with them during the day, and then they go home. And then you have the adults show up. That's kind of how I'm envisioning that working. Peg is going to work with the national on getting budget set aside for the youth program specifically. Because we want to make it so like it could be replicated. That way other people could do the same thing. But you know, the best time to get people interested in something is when they're young. And just, you know, keep them excited. There's always places. I mean, I know several schools. Yes.
I would be in on that youth program. I've got the Girl Scouts statewide
There you go.
that have the astronomy club and others.
Mhm.
So I can help with that.
In my mind, I think like 9 to 3. Because then, you know, they've got your morning period, lunch, and then an afternoon period. And they got time to bus them in and time to bus them out. So that's how we've done some of the stuff where I work. You know, it's like, we're going to go out to this place and do a day with the kids that we had on Fridays for summer academy. So
It's a 10 to 2, depending, because if you're talking.
far distance.
Ashland,
Okay.
Busing from Lincoln or Omaha.
Yeah.
You're an hour on the bus. You're an hour on the bus.
Yeah.
So 10 would be probably as early as I'll make it out. And they'll leave by 2.
Okay. Yes, Kim?
What time of the year is like early June?
It'd be June, early June. So most of the summer programs will probably be in full swing 1 week after school's out. I mean, we don't know what the calendars are going to be, but this year's Misrule was the 3rd through the 5th. So that's early. I don't remember where ours was. I think it was like mid-June, if I remember correctly, in 2013. But we don't have a fancy observatory like these last 2 clubs have had theirs, so.
So we got the SR7.
That's right.
Maybe.
John, for us, we should also look at the peer to it foundation as far as a potential online source. I know they do a lot of, or they have done a lot of youth programming where they pay for busing and type stuff.
Thank you.
Because those are the groups that would come to the conversation.
Sure. Okay.
And they're the low income for all of them.
Yeah. Well, I think we've got good amount of time, to think about this. I would like to see Misrule planning stuff 2 years ahead of time for people to do it. Because when they go to that convention, it's like, who's gonna do it next year? No, everyone goes, no, not me.
That's the way they used to do it. That's the way it used to be done, but somewhere along the lines, it got tripped up and nobody wanted to do it for a few years. And it just became who's gonna do it next year? It's a lot of pressure from Carol.
Yes. So when we send in our questionnaire about our information for the past year, it says, do you want to host Misrule? And I put 2024. And then I said it in the business meeting, 2024. So that took the heat off pretty quick for us.
Yeah.
But there was
Nobody's committed for next year yet. So hard to say. Anything else? We have a motion to adjourn. Sonali, and then Krista.
Tom seconds it.
Sorry, I saw hands go up.
Yes, I finally get approved for making.
Wait. I haven't said anything yet. A motion has been made and seconded to adjourn the business meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Now hold that thought. Don't go anywhere yet.
You're adjourned, but you can't leave.
No, I need to stop the recording.